And I'm removing my mask so people can see that I'm complying with the orders.
Yes, after my post today. I posted about it. Anyhow, for those of you watching, thank you so much for joining us on our Healers Talk, our weekly Healers Talk. And my name is Anuschka Alborzian. I'm an empowerment health coach and energy healer.
Hello, and I am Jacob. Thank you for joining us. I'm also do some healing work. I try to help people to do many things. I mean, heal blockages, emotional blockages, and physical blockages in the body that are creating sickness or sadness.
And today we are going to, I love doing this with Jacob. And today especially, I'm excited because I'm all about health and I coach those that deal with gaining weight and wanting to lose weight. So today we're going to talk about gaining weight from an energetic standpoint. And it's going to be a Q&A around that. So for those of you that are watching, feel free to ask questions as we go through the Q&A with one another as well. And first and foremost, so what causes us to gain weight from an energetic standpoint?
You know, and that is, I love the way that you approach things because you allow me to help to explain to people how I see it on the other side, right? Inside of your body or inside of your energetic self. There's always something going on. You know, it's like every action creates a reaction, right? That's one of the laws of physics. So the thing here is that we are not the way that we are or think the way that we do just by chance, right? That there's a reason, there's a pattern, there's a history behind that make us be the way that we are. In some of the lives, I, for example, shared that I have this addiction with pizza, right? And I was trying to find out why, what is it that I really need the pizza? And what is it that I enjoy it so much? Because, I mean, let's face it, the only part of my body that got a boost out of eating a slice of pizza is my tongue, and probably my brain that is triggering some memories and things, but this is it, right? I mean, the rest of my body is gonna be punished for my experience, right? It's gonna be hard to swallow, hard to digest, hard to get nutrients out of it, hard to put it some sort of energetic value while it remains inside of my body. So this is the thing. I mean, when we start seeing from an energetic point of view, all the different things that we do in a natural way, I gotta close because there's a train coming in right now, and it kind of start giving us answers. So it really depends. You know, weight is just too general, but it's really linked to many things around us. You know, it's many things. So it can be emotional eating, can be a stress, can be a way to gratify yourself. It can be so many things, right?
Absolutely. And I know one of the biggest things that I always hear, and I've heard this from, like, especially with energy, right? It's almost like it's an energetic protection mechanism. There's some kind of protection. So what is it that we're needing protection from?
Actually, you're protecting your feelings. Yes. You're protecting yourself, your vulnerable self, the one that can cry or can feel, the one that can really connect with the environment outside of you. Remember this. We also talk about this about this topic about I don't know if it was the last live of the one before, when we were saying that usually the law of polarity applies, right? What you see on the outside is the opposite of what you see in the inside. So for example, if I am overweight, usually is because on the outside I'm gonna look like big and powerful, but on the inside I'm gonna be kind of like weak, you know, kind of like vulnerable. So remember that we humans are ruling our lives based on our physical brain, right? Our personal experiences, and these personal experiences are creating for us all these different things like laws. You know, what your subconscious might allow you to see, what your subconscious mind allow you to experience, what your subconscious mind allows you to like and don't like. Well, one of the things that is very, very implanted in our physical brain since we were a little kid is the fact that big things were overwhelmed. Like, for example, our parents, when we were little ones and they were teaching us a lesson, they were like, you did this and this is bad for you and and now you're going to go to your room, and so on and so forth, right? So every time that we saw authority, we tend to put like an image or something big and overwhelming. So now, if you're a person that have this program inside of your brain and you are vulnerable and you don't want to allow people to come close to you, or you want to make sure that people fear you, one of the ways that you can do it, if you don't have it in character or if you don't have it like in natural size, it will be by growing yourself, you know, becoming bigger, becoming more like a physical presence that is gonna create that reaction, is gonna trigger that reaction in the people around you. Now, think about it, because if you start exploring that avenue, you're gonna see other things. Like for example, this also is gonna help you to don't be attractive enough to the opposite sex, right? So you don't have to open up your feelings or expose yourself to reaction, right?
It's like a shield, right?
It's a shield, exactly. It's a shield. It's something that is protecting you. And what else is doing for you? Well, it's creating some sort of symptoms, like physical symptoms inside of your body. And that physical symptoms usually creates sickness. And if you don't take care of them, then you're really gonna get very sick. And what's gonna happen when you get sick? People start giving you attention, you know, start coming to you and start telling you, oh, everything's gonna be all right, and come on, and so on and so forth, and giving you love. So just imagine your own tiny self having all these different sources of information just coming at you at once and trying to process them, you know, and remember that we're very logic, right? And for ourselves, what is real is what we already experience. Something that we haven't experienced, we don't give them any value. Like, for example, someone that never meditated before is not going to give the same type of value to meditation that someone that has been practicing meditation for a while, right? It's just someone that never been in love and loved back with the same intensity is not gonna give love or a relationship as much value as the persons that are having a very harmonious loving relationship, right? Because it's not part of your experience. So we usually start building up the weight at a very early age, when we start finding that the bigger that you are, the more attention that you get, and the more satisfaction, because remember, food is satisfaction, especially the sugars, breads, you know, all the stuff that is not very healthy for you. That
it's a temporary satisfaction, though, right? It's
yeah,
like
but it's a satisfaction, but it's a real satisfaction, because for your brain, like I said, it's real. It's what it knows.
So,
you know, so
I'm getting a bunch of questions, which I'm absolutely loving the engagement from all over. So, yes, I love it. And I had a feeling this would happen with this topic. Gail, I love you. You're so awesome. I love all the engagement. So she actually, and I think I lost one of the comments, which I don't know. Anyhow, I'll start with the other ones. But so I'm just going to say all the questions, and I feel like they're all related. So one of the things she asked is the energy on a cellular level, and can some of this be related to past lives? Yes. And she also said, are you saying that something got locked in at a young age that did not get cleared out energetically as an adult? And what if mentally and emotionally you no longer have these issues, but the energy is still there? So that was a
Yeah,
lot,
well,
but I
yeah,
can,
but the best one is the last one. The other two are kind of related, but
yeah,
they all connect. Because, for example, this friend that is telling us that what about if you already healed your stuff mentally, rationally, right?
mhm, yeah.
But she also mentioned that she feel it emotional,
Well,
and
she's saying that she's if mentally and emotionally she's cleared it, but
yeah,
energetically
but
there's no, yeah,
right. But for me, for example, and if you see our lives, I put together the energetic and
yes,
the emotional, because they go like you cannot have one without the other. You know,
right,
you really need to have both of them at the same time. Yeah, it's like the energetic is the physical representation of the emotional, right? So they go hand to hand. So now you may think that you already healed, right? But in reality, it can be connected, like the other people were interacting, were saying it can be connected to a traumatic experience. You know, it can be connected because remember, it's I mean, for us, it's just one topic right now, but in reality, it's a very personalized situation, right? Because remember, the things that you like to eat, you know, the habits that you have, like for example, if you like to do exercise, if you like to wake up early in the morning, or you want to go to bed late at night, or if you want to eat and then go, you know, like have dinner and then go to sleep. I mean, there's many things that are contributing to that. Many of that is just lifestyle, you know, because right now I mean, you can go to a hamburger place and get a hamburger in, I don't know, probably 5 minutes, right? I mean, from order to get it in your hand,
convenience,
it's
yes,
crazy, right? Now, if you need to prepare a meal, I mean, just buying the ingredients, washing them over, putting it to cook, washing the dish, you know, it's a nightmare, right? But in reality, like we've been
more
talking about,
enjoyable,
is
but
right. Well,
but
it's
depends
a
on what you're looking,
pendulum. It's
yep,
a pendulum, right? It's a pendulum. I mean, the more sacrifice, the more benefit, right? It's always like that. I mean, the less the sacrifice, the less benefit, and that's what we're having with that. I mean, comparing fresh, cooked, nutritious meal with the rest of the stuff, right? So it's like that. That's why I'm saying that it's everything connected, because we don't know. Is, for example, you are craving for all that stuff because you are following a program that was created before this lifetime. How can you find out that? Well, it's very easy. You know, are your parents overweight? Are your grandparents were overweight? Well, you choose to come to life in a house where overweight was the norm, right? Why was that? Because that was an experience that you needed to have. You probably on your other life were very thin and skinny, or you probably die out of hunger. You know, who knows? But
mm,
what happens is that you choose that type of environment for this reincarnation. Now that can give us a clue. So, for example, with a person like that, if a person was coming to the center and they was telling me, okay, weight is my problem. You know, I want to work on weight. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. You know, how far are your father? How far is your mother? How far are your grandparents? You know, what are the sicknesses that are being running into the family, and so on and so forth. Because remember, our reality is being conditioned since we were a baby. Actually, since you were in the womb. You know, what your mother was eating was your first experience towards physical uh, um, a source of energy, right? She was eating some things and you were having those things, and you were getting used to those flavors, used to those things. And because based on the food you were receiving from your mother, you start building up your cellular level, you know, your cells, and what they were going to like and what they were going to, not to like that much, you know. I, for example, I am guilty of this. I screw up my daughter totally, and I only have one, so I didn't have a chance to fix it on the next one, right? Because since she was a little kid, she used to love this Gerber bottle things, and she used to love squash. And I hated squash. Marie was like, ew, no, but she loved it. And but then I started putting a piece of sausage in her mouth, so she can taste the salt and stuff, and then pizza, and I started creating those associations of comfort with the food with them. We often talk about our friend Michelle Lucien.
Yes.
I admire her a lot because the way that she's been parenting her son, I mean, hats off. She's the only person that I know in the planet that is following what he kid wants. He have a very, very special diet. Like, for example, he may have for dinner an avocado and probably blueberries and some seeds. That's it. And he's Phil, and he's an extremely sensitive kid, and he's gonna be an amazing and powerful healer eventually,
Yeah.
But he had all these rare diets, and he eats what he likes and what he craves, and he cannot handle chicken, any meat, any animal protein. But if you take him to the doctor, to the what is it called, the pediatrician, all his levels are perfect. My daughter was like that. I screwed her up. I was the one that got in the way and start changing her. And by that experience, I can assume that we all pretty much grew up the same way. Being like programmable. Being like
different
like
in some
subject.
sense, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that Gail mentioned, she actually said only one person in her family was overweight. And for me, just my own personal experience, one of the things I know I took on, I was skinny up until I went to Iran. And then I go to Iran, we lived there for 1.5 years. And
What age?
I was like 13 years old or
Okay.
something, 12, 13. And then for whatever reason, I just remember I just didn't want to eat the food at my grandma's house. And however that was, when we moved back to the States, I mean, I went crazy when it came to Taco Bell and so therefore I started gaining weight and I started getting stretch marks everywhere. Yeah. And I'm getting a lot more questions. So anyhow, so the thing is, it's like, it's either that, and then you take on personal experiences, right?
Right. So now, for example, let me just answer Gail very quickly because that is the other part. Like, for example, now she come and experience her life in an environment that is the opposite of her. So I also will search. I'm not saying that that's where the source is, but in my particular case, if I was working with her, I will search for a karmatic experience of the need to be different. Of the need to be something completely different. And let me tell you, based on experience, what I find when I'm working with people that have issues from other lifetimes, it's the common denominator of people that needs to be different is someone like, for example, it was a very powerful woman in a time or in a society where women were related to be at home and be just, do nothing, right? And she was a person that, I'm sorry, I went out for a second. And that was because it was a person that was used to having these repressions, that she was not able to shine with her gifts. Probably she was a healer or herbalist or something like that, and she was not allowed to. So now she chose to become in this life and be able to have the force to become a different person. I need to see if that's her case, but that can be just another example, right?
Well, one of the things that, and so there's like a few different questions happening here. So one of the things that Gail shared was that, can we speak to our body as an energetic entity to thank it for what it's provided and let it know that it no longer needs to protect us with the weight. And to add on to that, because I know you also mentioned with emotions being energy, right? And so that's like a huge piece of that too. So yes, to that question. And I do feel like when you're thinking, why am I not losing this weight? Then that's actually the emotion of it. So when you're saying, why am I not losing this weight? Rather than seeing, have I actually lost a little bit of inches, and being happy with that, right? Accepting exactly how you are.
And that's the key. You just mentioned it, and I want to say that that is the real key to the situation. Accepting who you are, loving who you are, because this is probably something that you're putting on yourself to prove to yourself if you are capable of loving yourself exactly how you are. You know, so instead of going into the, but instead of if going into the weight thing right away, like for example, I would suggest her to join us on our meditation later on today.
I think
when we reach,
I believe she is, yeah.
Well, when we reach the top levels, I want her to go into her body and ask to the body, why do you need me to carry this extra weight? You know, and just sigh, you know, just wait for the answer, and don't drop the question for a week. You know, just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And eventually she's gonna start getting all the awareness and all the ahas, and it's like, oh my God, you know, I didn't realize this, and I didn't realize that I have this situation to heal about a childhood friend, you know, for example, you know, and you heal it, and it's like you give yourself permission to feel better and to be better. And in order for you to feel better, be better, you start losing weight. You know, it's crazy like that. I mean, the human body
that happened to me. That was like an example. Like I shifted my energy, I shifted my focus from losing weight and always focusing on losing weight to, I just want to live a healthy lifestyle. And honestly, I eat more carbs now than I used to. And it's like I have it that my metabolism is sped up, and that I'm just like, whatever I eat just goes through me. And it's like I carry that energy, and I feel like that's, and of course I'm healthy, right? I eat healthy, but I still do treat myself. So I think that's also a big part of it. And so, yeah, Gail said, great question. I wrote it down. So then on Instagram, we have a couple different questions. Let's see. Let me start off with, hold on. I gotta go back. Okay, so Open-Hearted Healing said, what if the weight gain is recent? I've never had weight issues before. I eat well, exercise, and have worked specifically on imbalances related to weight. And then I can't read the rest of the question, but I'm guessing it's
but
that's pretty much,
you know, it's a game. You know, if you focus, let me tell you, like for example, I'm here at a holistic clinic, right? And so what it means is that we see the body as a whole, right? We don't see it as a specific. Like for example, yeah, the issue may be that you have a blown stomach, and you may have some bacteria giving you problem there. Or even a virus, you know, creating an issue, an imbalance inside of you, and your body's trying to work it out. But okay, but how's the energy flowing in the rest of the organs? You know, we check for all the meridians. I mean, people don't know all the things that we check because we don't tell them specifically. No many people are open to listen all these terms, and I'm gonna check your meridians. I'm gonna see how the energy is, you know. But I still go through the body and see how the energy in their body is working it, because if you have a blockage, no matter what you do, you know, the body is not going to react the same way, because your organs are not receiving the amount of energy that they need to work properly. So if they are not working properly, they gotta be an imbalance inside of you, you know. And if you have that imbalance, maybe it's not being able to lose weight, although you're eating healthy. You know, it can be that, because you are not absorbing the nutrients, you are not disposing the waste inside of your body easily. You know, it can be many other things, and it can be related definitely to something emotional.
Yeah, and I was actually just going to add that. Well, one of the things I'm very clear of when I'm doing health coaching and whatnot is stress is a big part of that. So if you are eating healthy, working out, and doing all the right things, but you're stressing,
Oh
and
yeah.
and sometimes it may be eating the comfort of food because that's what we do when we stress, but even some of those that are really disciplined are actually really good on not eating the comfort food and actually still eating healthy and working on all the things. But when you're stressing, your body releases cortisol, and what happens when you release cortisol in your body, well, it latches onto your fat cells, and then guess what, it becomes sticky fat, and you're not going to be able to, it's just not going to melt away. So that to me
Right.
is huge. And again, it's the energy part of it, right? Because when we're in high frequency, when we're happy and in love and have the self-love, well, then you're not going to be stressing. So
Yeah,
that's
and
something
the
to
other thing,
consider.
the other thing is that stress. We already talked about this in another lives. Is the craniosacral pump? You know, it creates it shuts down. It's kind of like the muscles in the neck become bigger, so they shut down this craniosacral pump that is sending the energy to the rest of the organs. You know, so
And the
you are
legs
not.
too, right? It goes like,
Yeah.
from
Well,
what I
yeah, it
remember.
sends the blood through all your muscles, so you can defend yourself or run or stay still. You know, it gives you a lot of control of that. Now,
And
lifestyle
cells
right
stop
now,
growing, by the way, too. Cells
yeah,
completely stop being in growth mode, which
mm,
therefore, I mean, what's your body going to do at that point?
right. Because remember, you are working or living on safe mode, on unlimited energy. So the energy is gonna go to the basic, you know, the basic needs like breathing, like heart pumping, like processing a little by little the food that you have inside, so it can be expelled out of your body as fast as possible. That's where you have when you have diarrheas. That's when you have all the loose stools that you are not able to suck all the water out of that because it's just they're not able to work properly, you know. So that's one of the things. Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then
Excellent.
another question that we have, and let me see, Abid Farouk, he said, can you please tell me how to remain focused within ourself? And I'm not sure, is this related to losing or gaining
Well,
weight? Or
it can
I'm not
be
sure.
it can be because we talk about
Okay.
self-acceptance, right?
No, yeah, talk
Self-acceptance
about,
is it's very important. And I'm gonna give you a quick exercise. I think that we went through this on our empaths workshop. That, by the way, soon is gonna be available for sale
yeah.
at a very nominal price, so you guys can take advantage of the healing and take advantage of
Mm-hmm.
all the teachings. But basically, your love for anything, for yourself, for others, for a pet, for all that stuff, is controlled with your spiritual chakras, the top chakras, right? And all the physical love like hugs, like kissing and all that is below. It's on your physical chakras, which is the root chakra, the sacral and the solar plexus, right? So now if you're having a hard time loving just three dots, you know, you, someone else, whatever, you know, it's because all your energy got stuck below.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have enough time, but just to give you an idea, the lower chakras words I know, rules, regulations, power, more, quality, you know, that kind of thing, you know. So it's all about judgment is what I like and what I don't like. Your spiritual chakras are all about connection, about expansion, about possibilities, about acceptance, no judgment. This is the opposite, it's just acceptance, right? So what you can do quickly and fast is just rub your hands and grab energy from below, and little by little close your eyes and start breathing in and out and bring that energy up. As soon as you go through the border is your heart chakra, you're gonna start feeling the difference. You
Yeah.
know,
So start with
you're
your
gonna
root
start feeling the
chakra,
difference.
and
Yeah,
then,
start from your root chakra and bring the energy up. You have polarity, you have magnetism in your
and
hands.
that's what
So
this
you
was, I
that's
think.
why
When
we
you do this,
activate when they get
you
hot,
activate.
they get hot, and then we bring the energy up and up and up. For the people that are gonna participate in our meditation, I actually teach you how to activate that polarity faster. But But anyway, this will work, and bring the energy up and up and up. And when you are around here, you're gonna start feeling the difference. You actually can feel the tingling sensations when you're bringing the energy up, because it changes. It's like if you are removing excess of blood from your limbs, and start bringing energy more in balance. And then the second thing that you can do is start working on the things that you don't like about yourself, and start making a list of them and the reason why you don't like them. But go deeper, because, for example, I don't like that I am fat. You know, I don't like that I don't have hair, for example. In my case, for example, I don't like that I have lots of gray hair, right? Why I don't like that, right? What is the judgment that I am passing on myself? And go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. That's why it's easier to work it out with the therapist, because with the therapist, you cannot change, right? It's gonna hold you accountable, and it's gonna take you all the way. But you can do it on your own if you want, and if you're strong enough, you know, just keep, why this, why this, why this, and stay with it also for a week. Even better if you stay for a month, because you're gonna find that the source is extremely irrational. You know, and once you find that the source is extremely irrational, it's very easy to heal. You see, because then you can say, oh, you know what, I was wrong. And I accepting, be vulnerable, you know, that I was wrong, that I passed this judgment on me and in others because of this. But in reality, he's a human that deserves all respect, because that person is going through their own experience. And that's something that we also do on the meditation, on the healing part. You know, we allow everybody to be the way that they are. So that is,
and just to share my own experience with that, I've actually done that. So I've always had this judgment around my thighs. And I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm in pretty good shape, but I still had this judgment. And so finally I started going back. I mean, it's so funny. It just kind of like naturally came up, and I'm like, where did this come from? Like, where am I holding? Like, since when have I had this judgment? And I started going back and back and back to the point where I was in a really bad relationship, to be honest. And he used to tell me that I have thunder thighs. So he used to actually call me thunder thighs. And so all of a sudden I got this complex around my thighs. And even now today, like, I have to actually consciously say, no, that was just a stupid thing that I took on energetically from someone like 20 years ago, practically, right? So that was something that I realized. So so how can we, so I know you said that, like, that's a way to get clear on it, but how can we actually clear it and then shift that energy, and then really get to that ideal weight or what our body wants to be size wise, right?
This is very interesting, because this is the difficult part. And I'm gonna use you as an example, right? In your particular case. We have to go back to that relationship and thank the guy for calling you that way. Just imagine that. Just imagine all that you need in order to say to the person that is being cursing you with that program in your subconscious mind, thank you. And thank you for being part of my life.
Yeah.
You know, and I love the time that we spent together, and I love all the experiences that we had, because at the moment that was your experience, that was your life, you know. But that is the way you heal. That's why on our meditations we go through a gratitude practice and the forgiveness practice, you know. And you have to forgive yourself for judging him or putting this on him. I don't know if I cannot remember. It was last session or the session before, when we were talking about taking ownership of things.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. I think it was last session.
Right. If we put the blame on him and we make him the guilty part, we are powerless, right? There's nothing that you can do to heal that thing. But if you take that situation, that experience, and you take full ownership of it, now you have full control of it, right? And now you can do what you want with that. And you can start by talking to that version of Anuschka and explain her that everything is gonna be okay, that you are here to prove her that everything everything is going to be okay, that she's going to be lovable because she is in a very loving relationship right now. She's happily married, you know, so you're going to go through all that. So she can also give you permission to remove that program, because that program was originated not on this Anuschka, wasn't originated on that young Anuschka, younger version of Anuschka. And if she don't give you the permission, no matter what you do, it's gonna come back and it's gonna keep haunting you, right. You know. But when they give you the permission and you're able to remove the energy and get all the energy that you've been caring about this gentleman and give it back to him and thank him for being part of your life and part of your experience and for bringing you to your attention something that he thought it was important for you to know, you know.
Well, it was out of his own insecurity, FYI, but that's okay.
But that's a judgment, right? That is.
Well, no, he actually said that to me. He actually said it was out of his insecurity.
But you see how it is, right?
Yeah,
you have to be completely neutral and take full ownership of the thing, because as soon as we start saying, "Oh, he did this because of this," you are losing control.
Yeah,
you are losing control. You are giving him back the ball, you know. So we need to take the ball back on and have full control. It got nothing to do with him, you know, because remember, nothing happens without a good reason. Yeah. So there's a good reason why eventually you two guys connected and you clicked and he was mean to you, you know. There was a reason. And we don't know what the reason, we don't even like the reason, but there's a reason for it. And one of the reasons is that you have stuff to teach him and he had stuff to teach you, you know. And for example, right now we have this experience that are ready to be healed, you know, and that's amazing, because it's better to heal it now than to heal it later. Yeah. Right. So let's do like a we don't have a lot of time, so let's do this as a gift for the people around.
Yeah, let's do it. We're good still with time, but yeah.
It usually takes me like 30 minutes to work this out with people, but hopefully you can adapt this version of our process, because Anuschka knows how to do this process as well as I do, but it's easier for her if I do it for her, and like my stuff is easier for me to work with her, right? So, but the thing is this, I mean, we're gonna go through this like very fast. So just close your eyes and then take a deep breath in. And exhale very slowly. And start dropping the body. Start dropping all the power, all the control in your body. Go through another one. All right, and from here, I want you to, on the next deep breath, we're gonna make a jump and we're gonna go to that version of Anuschka. So let's take a deep breath in and let's go to your past. And let's go to the moment when this young man was bringing to your attention that part of your body. Now, I want you to rub your hands, rub them, and now from the neck towards the belly button, start just going back, like if it was a magnet, just going down and down and down and down. Keep going. Faster and faster, removing all the emotions that got trapped, that got triggered at that event. I'll let you know when we're done. I'll let you know. Just keep going and going and going, and excellent. Send out all those emotions, you're sending them to the ground. Letting go. All the judgments, all the things that you feel and experience. And we're gonna throw all the things that you were not allowed to feel, not allowed to experience, not allowed to talk about. There you go. We remove them all. Let me see if there's another program. No, it's a connection to subconscious mind. There's a subconscious mind program. Yes. Okay, so let's keep going. Now is to remove all the stuff, all the programs that you design and you create inside of your subconscious mind. Let's modify all those judgments that only allow you to see the information partially. Oh, okay, we're done. We're done. Okay, so let's wait here. Let's wait here. Let me just double check your body. She still carries some of this energy? No. Okay. 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 So now that you are empty, out of these judgments, out of these energies, out of these emotions, I want you to talk to that younger version of Anuschka and tell her, hello, I am here from your future. And I'm here to tell you that everything is gonna be okay. I am proof of that. I've been carrying this program in our subconscious mind since this day. But we don't need it anymore, as you can see. So I'm here today asking you for permission to remove, eliminate, destroy, and completely dissolve all the energetic cords and all the programs that are related to this event. To disconnect permanently and forever out of the energy of this gentleman. Because we learned already what we needed to learn. We don't need him anymore. Do I have your permission? And I got a yes. Okay, excellent. So now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start bringing energy from your feet all the way up. Just take all the energy that belongs to this gentleman and to this event out of your body, physically. Make sure that you're removing everything. Excellent, excellent. Everything is getting removed. Your back, your neck, your face. Everything is getting removed. Excellent. Excellent. Let me see. Is he around? No, he's not around. Okay, can we call him up? Yeah. Okay, so let's call the higher self of this person, because we don't want to work with the person itself. We want to work with the higher self. It's a higher vibration entity. Just I call the entity, the higher self off, and say the name of the person in silent. Is he here now? Yes, he's here now. Okay, so you're gonna tell her, hi. I come back here today to give you back all the energy that belongs to you that I took with me. It served me well, but I don't need it anymore. I set you free, and I set myself free. And I want to share with you this light of unconditional love, and just share unconditional love with him as a proof that I completely forgive you, and as a proof that I thank you for being part of my experience. The past is in the past, and I don't need to carry it anymore. I'm free and perfect the way that I am. And just give it to him. Just take a deep breath in. Send it out. Send it out. It's not our responsibility what he's gonna do with that. So just release him from here, allow him to go back to the place that he belongs. Go back to the younger version of yourself and tell her that she's beautiful and perfect, exactly the way she is. And the your love for her is unconditional. Very good. And now let's free her. Let's free her to go back to the place that she belongs. Very good. Very good. And now you come back to your own body in full control, here and now. Okay. All right. Intense, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh
I know.
God.
I know. But that's a healing. That's a shift. That is a quantic shift. So
I feel
now,
so much lighter.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So now look at the pendulum. I mean, I haven't asked you for anything, but talk to me about your tights. You know, how they are, how you feel them, how you like them.
I feel like they're beautiful.
Exactly, you do. You
And they're
know,
toned.
and yeah, it's completely relaxing and freeing. And that is the difference, guys, when we talk about not healing it here. You know, this is the easier part. But this is not the one that is creating you the problems. It's the other part. It's the emotional part. It's the connection. It's the one that created the program in the subconscious mind. They created a judgment in her in this particular case. And when she was doing something, or when she catch someone looking at her tights, it was like, oh, you know, getting triggered. Oh, it's because my tights are this way. Oh, it's because, you know. Now she's free. She's free. She's completely free to love her entire self. Now, what is beautiful about this, it was that in her particular case, because Anuschka loved to work a lot on herself, she was very open and aware of things that she needed to bring to her attention. And once she finds something, she brings it over, right? And she started attacking it. She didn't let it go. And that is her natural energy. I suggest you to use the same example. But now, in order for this to work, in order for you to find the source of the stuff, you need to put the time. You know, you need to allow yourself to don't drop the subject for an entire week. Why an entire week? We're gonna have a program about this, but I just gonna give you like a quick pass about this. Each day of the week have a different energy. And each day of the week allow you to experience life in a different way. So I need you to experience with that question every single set of energies, because each one of them is going to give you a different answer. You see? So it's going to be like a more round and complete set of information that you're going to be able to hear. Questions?
I know. Oh, that was awesome. My cousin Sonia is on here, and she's totally crying here too. She knew the whole story of that. So thank you for being here. And yeah, if there are any questions around this,
Or everybody's like, what just happened?
That was quick, I guess. One of the things I definitely want to add, because I do hear people that I work with, a lot of times they don't want to go into the dark place, or they don't want to get that vulnerable because they feel like they're going to get hurt, and they feel like they don't want to feel the pain. Well, consider, yes, consider that you are feeling the pain. You're just feeling it subconsciously, and look at it. I mean, you can heal it when you're open to it like this, right? So it's just a matter of saying, okay, well, asking the question that Jacob said, like, why is it that I'm not wanting to go there? Like, what am I scared of? What's that pain that's going to come up? So really getting clear around that as well. I think that's
and let yourself feel, because for example, Anuschka was clearing her eyes, you know, her tears, and that is very important, you know, that you don't hold the stuff, that you allow the energy to flow, because when we are doing energetic work, energy needs to move. Like when we were doing this, I mean, in reality, we usually takes longer and we go deeper and we do a lot of other stuff. But right now it was like a quick pass so you guys can see.
And I've done this many times, by the way. That's another thing.
but when I was doing that work with her, I was like sweating as well. You know, I was very hot because there was a lot of energy moving inside of me because I borrow a little bit of her energy so I can understand where she was. You know, that's when we connect with the deep breath at the beginning. But you know, it's intense. It's intense, but it's beautifully intense. It's like going out and to the gym or exercise, going out for a run. You know, it's hard, it's difficult, and when you're doing it, it's awful. But the rest of the day, it's an amazing payback, right? Your metabolism is better. You have a lot of energy. You're gonna become healthier, and so on and so forth. So this is the situation in this particular type of healing. It's intense. It is hard. But it's worth it because she was able to remove for good something that was stuck in her. We were able to remove the program inside of in her subconscious mind as well. You know, imagine that. Imagine how often that one was triggered, because every time that she was experiencing a combination of the smells, the temperature, the energy of that person, whatever, or her own energy, boom, a trigger was inside of her and she was stopped loving herself, you know, instead of accepting herself. And it was because of something very silly. But she took ownership, like we talked in our past life event, and then she worked it out, you know, and allow energy to flow and to do whatever it is they needed to do, take her to whatever place that she needed to go and do whatever needed to be done in order for her to close it and heal, you know, and then she's free. And she's free now. You know? And I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. So yeah, I highly recommend taking these questions on for a week, like Jacob said, and yeah, maybe next week we can talk about more of on like a daily basis, like what are the energies of each day and things like that. That could be something that we can discuss.
Yeah, to complement this session, that would be amazing.
I think that'll be a good one for next week. So there aren't any other questions. We're pretty much coming up on time here. And thank you all so much for engaging and watching me go through this healing session. That was fun. that was very uncomfortable, to be honest with you. And hey, that's the thing, is when you get uncomfortable, you grow. And you got to be willing to be uncomfortable in order to grow. That's just it, and that's what I take on all the time. I'm uncomfortable most of the time. So anyway.
Yeah, but we can also find that source. You see, she can find the source of that, so she can start working on that. And now she have her own formula to work it out. Even enough to give me a buzz and we work it out.
Yeah. Because what's funny is when I get uncomfortable, I actually laugh. So I was trying like so hard not to laugh. That's like a reaction. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe that's for another time, but yeah. So even when I get scared, I laugh. Isn't that interesting? Anyhow, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Till next time.